So the city of Chicago will hand you up to $70,000 to buy a home. And it's not even a loan, not a tax credit you wait a year to see. It's actually a grant. Money for your down payment, your closing costs that you do not need to pay back, as long as you stay in the home. There is one problem though. The fund that is funding this entire project is very small. The number of buyers is capped. And it's a first come, first served program. So when the money is gone, it's all gone. So in the next few minutes, I'm going to show you what this program is, whether you qualify, and the one mistake that will cost you money, even if you do miss out on it. So stay with me as I walk through everything. My name is Eric Hamilton. I'm a top 1% lender in the country. I've spent the last 20 plus years helping buyers in the Chicago suburbs as well as throughout the United States actually win and not just hope to buy a home. Today, I'm going to break down a brand new program called HomeGrown. By the end of this video, you'll know what it is, whether you qualify, the rules that trip people up, and exactly what to do so you do not miss out. If you've been trying to buy a home in the Chicagoland area, you already know how it feels. Rates have been stuck above 6%, prices keep moving higher. The median home in the city right now is around $389,000, up about 5% just in the last year. And here's the part that nobody says out loud. For most buyers, the problem is not the monthly payment, how you can handle the payment and how you can manage the payment. The problem is the pile of cash you need up front just to get to the closing table. That is the wall. That is the thing that's tripping people up. And the city of Chicago just handed a lot of people a way to get past that objection. So let me show you the money first. HomeGrown is a grant from the city of Chicago. The city set aside $21 million for it. If you buy in what they call Zone A, which are higher cost neighborhoods, you get up to $70,000. If you buy in Zone B, the lower income neighborhoods, you get up to $50,000. That money goes straight at the down payment and your closing cost. There is one ceiling though. The grant can never be used for more than 25% of the purchase price. And here's the line that matters most. You do not need to pay it back. As long as you live in the home as your primary residence for 5 years, the entire grant is forgiven. A little is forgiven each month. So after 60 months, that grant and that down payment is completely yours. So read that again in your head, and let's really make sure we focus on that. The city is offering qualified buyers up to $70,000 that turns into a gift if you simply live in your home. So who actually qualifies? There are really 3 things that matter. First, your income has to be within the program limit. In the higher cost zone, that is up to 120% of the area median income. In the lower income zone, it goes up to 150% of median income. So that second number is higher than what people expect, which means more of you will actually qualify than you actually realize. Second, the home has to be in Chicago, and it has to be your primary residence. This is not a loan for investors. You cannot already own another home, a rental, or a vacation property, and there are no co-signers allowed on this program. Third, you bring a little of your own money. You have to put at least 1% of the purchase price from your own funds. On a $300,000 home, that is $3,000 that you must contribute to the purchase of the home. The grant then can cover the rest of that gap. And here is where you have to be straight with you, because this is the part that costs people the most amount of money. There are rules on the loan itself. It has to be a fixed rate loan, no adjustable rate, no interest only, no cash only deals. Your total monthly debts have to stay at or under 38% of your income. That is a strict, that's a lot more strict than a lot of the other loans that we do. So the structure of your mortgage actually matters here. There is also a class that you have to attend. You have to complete, and this is very important, 6 to 8 hours of homebuyer counseling through a HUD-approved agency. And this is important. It has to be live and in person. Typically, we would do these self-paced online, and you would just sit there and hit next, and you would go through and you would get your certificate. These are all going to be in person. So there are going to be many of you who will not want to do this in person course. So make sure that you understand that up front. I haven't heard a lot of people talk about this, and I feel like that's going to be a big barrier for most people that aren't going to want to sit through the class. So start that class early so it never holds you up when you finally get to closing. A couple more details that surprise people. You cannot stack this with other bond programs, including IDA programs, TaxSmart, and other programs. You can't put these together with other programs. You usually pick the single strongest path, not all of them. And the city runs a quick check for unpaid parking tickets and other city fines. If you have any other money that you owe, you have to clear them up or set up a plan before you close. None of this is a reason to walk away. It is a reason to get someone in your corner who knows the program, who understands the details, and can walk you through and protect you through this process. The worst thing you can do is have some surprises where you weren't aware of some of these details, because this money is going to go fast. So let me cover which homes count, because this also matters. You can use HomeGrown on a single family house, a condo, a townhouse, or a 2-unit building. If the place needs work, light rehab is fine, as long as it stays under the $50,000 and under 20% of the price. So what does not work? 3 to 4 unit buildings, brand new construction, built from the ground up, and homes sold through certain special city land programs. So the everyday Chicago starter home, the condo, the 2-flat where you live in 1 unit, those are exactly what this is built for. Now the part you cannot ignore. This money will not last long. The whole fund is only $21 million. The city expects it to help somewhere between 300 to 400 home buyers. That is it. It is a first come, first served basis. There is no priority list. There's no second round promised. When the grants are actually claimed, new applicants go on a waiting list and wait for money that may never free up. Here is a mistake that most people will make when it comes to these programs. They will wait to find the perfect house and then start their financing. By then, the buyers who are already pre-approved, have already applied and locked in the money, are going to be the ones that benefit. The people who get this grant are the ones who got ready first. So here is exactly what I would suggest you do today. Step 1, you got to get pre-approved. Not after you find a home, now, today. So you are ready the moment the right place shows up. The second step you got to focus on is find a home that qualifies and then go under contract. Okay, step 3, apply for the grant through one of the 2 city agencies running it, which your lender will take care of, but you have to reserve these funds as soon as possible. But you need the contract and your pre-approval in order to do that. Step 4, the review usually takes 5 to 10 business days, and then you get your commitment. Now, step 5 is you close, and the grant money shows up right there at the closing table. That is the whole path in a nutshell. And the first step is the only one standing between you and the front line. Understand the math, get the plan in place with your realtor and your lender, get ready before the money is gone. That is what we do each and every day. No fear, no pressure, just the real numbers on your specific situation. The link is below, and I will drop it pinned to the comment. If this helped you, share it with someone who is sitting on the sidelines thinking they will never buy a home. This could be that one thing that changes it all for them. And then drop your questions in the comments. Tell me which neighborhood you are trying to buy in. I read every single comment. I'll see you on the next video.